Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell Podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. And yes, there has been a lot of NASCAR news. We are pleased to be joined by Taylor Kitchen of Above the Yellow Line and TobyChristie.com. How's it going?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Lots of news to discuss. We're actually going to have another part with we'll get to that later. But two big free agency news and all the schedules are out. So we'll briefly talk about that in a minute. Going through that, but I kind of I don't want to spend too much on the schedules. That's going to get its own episode later on in the day. But how about just overall your thoughts on the schedule?
I think we talked about this a little bit before we started recording. I think NASCAR really did its homework and listened to the fans. Obviously, there are a few things that still could be changed. Personally, for me, I feel like Sonoma should get the boot in some cases. I'm just not a huge fan of that track anymore. And as we're looking to expand to different markets, we shouldn't have that many races like in California, that Nevada area, maybe expand to like a Seattle or something like that. I don't know. But yeah. I mean, overall, I like the schedule. I think it's great. And I like that North Wilkesboro is also getting a truck date. Xfinity Series has a lot of road courses, and the Xfinity Series produces, in my opinion, some of the best road course racing that we see in the national series for NASCAR. So very exciting stuff.
Yeah, I'm reading the bunch of press releases that I've gotten from all of the tracks. Guess what? Atlanta's hosting a night race.
Okay, first
night. Yes, Atlanta's hosting a night race. The stock car's first night race since 2014. So that will be Sunday, July 9th under the lights in Atlanta. So that'll be fun.
So here's the thing. So on the Above the Yellow Line live streams that we did, this was like a month ago at this point, we made like our dream schedules. And I had the idea of like doing like a summer night series because it's really hot now in the summer, like during the day. Everyone hates it. The metal bleachers, you don't want to be like, you just don't want to be in that area during the day. But if we made it night races, that would be more fun. It's also like a party atmosphere. Like, I mean, the 600 under the lights, I mean, kind of tradition there as the sun goes down. But it's a really fun atmosphere to be a part of. And I thought Atlanta would be a fun atmosphere too, just being a super speedway kind of now and everything. So I love that it's under the lights. I think fans will be great. And I think that should hopefully get more people out there to want to watch that race.
For sure. Also, another note on the schedules there, Texas is only one date on the schedule. We'll get to Sonoma in a minute. But IndyCar and the trucks are going to be there in the spring. Fall will be Xfinity and Cup. So lots of details about a lot of that stuff. I'm just reading through the releases that I've been getting. Literally all the tracks. So yeah, they all like come in at once because I'm on most of the track lists. So it's lots of fun there. Atlanta getting a night race. That'll be interesting. We'll talk about that more when our schedule reaction show premieres later. I think Nathan Solomon's going to be part of that. So, but today, obviously, not just the schedule's getting announced, and who knows, there could be more news.
Oh yeah.
Two big free agency moves happened. We'll get to the big one that happened yesterday. Well, what do you want to start with? You want to start with today's news or yesterday's news?
Let's move chronologically. Let's start with yesterday's.
Let's start with yesterday. Why not? Of course, the big news, Kyle Busch has decided the puff of white smoke has come over I don't know. It's like the decision has been made or something. I'm referencing how the Pope is chosen.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like white smoke or red smoke. I don't know. There's an interesting way how the Pope's chosen. So there's a decision that's made. Kyle Busch is going to Richard Childress Racing in 2023. He's going to be in the 8 car. I know RC confirmed yesterday that Tyler Reddick will be in a 3rd chartered car. More details on that soon. We'll not get into that. But Kyle Busch is going to RCR. How about that?
I mean, it feels wrong in a way. I mean, that 15-year relationship right there is just broken. And I read, mostly I heard from Kyle Busch just listening to like the press conference videos that I've seen and everything. Like there was a moment where Joe Gibbs Racing basically told him, hey, there's no way we're re-upping with you, kind of telling him to look somewhere else. Kyle Busch said, there were more irons in the fire. And that's telling me right away that I'm pretty sure Ty Gibbs, that was what we're expecting, will be going to the 18 car. But it's going to feel weird not seeing him in a Toyota. He's been a great ambassador for the brand for years. And to me, it feels like Toyota really tried to keep him. They wanted to keep him, but Joe Gibbs was looking in another direction, which is kind of a shame. We've seen Joe Gibbs Racing go through so many talented drivers in the last decade, changing their lineup left and right for newer, younger talent, which I understand. But as we'll talk about with the news that came out today, I think it's starting to bite them in the butt a little bit. Drivers are seeing that Toyota is not a place where they can stay and make themselves a home. There's not enough places for them in the top series. So for Kyle Busch to kind of, in my opinion, be forced out in a way, having to look a different direction, it's pretty big. One of the winningest drivers of the decades, and Joe Gibbs didn't want him anymore. But I'm glad he found a home at RCR. They seem to have a plan for Brexton when he moves up to the higher ranks, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Hey,
hold my watch.
A great gift.
Yeah, obviously, that leaves a spot open at Joe Gibbs Racing. You all know who's getting that. We don't need to talk about that. Obviously, we'll talk about it when that news becomes official. But it's going to be interesting stuff there. But there's also another factor in this: KBM. What happens with them?
Yep.
They indicate that they're going to be a Chevy team. Obviously, there's still things to be figured out, and also what Toyota is going to do. There are reports out there that there could be a replacement team for KBM. Likely where a lot of these guys are going to have to go. So guys like John Arnemechek and Chandler Smith and Corey Heim, and a lot of the guys that are in the Toyota pipeline will have places to go. You also have ThorSport. ThorSport's still going to be ThorSport. Hattori will still obviously be there, and who knows what could happen. So
Sure.
There's going to be a lot of Chevy teams. KBM intends to, run Chevrolets. Obviously, Chevrolet, General Motors still have to figure out what the plan is with that, how they're going to do that. You also have GMS. You also have Nice. You also have BMR too, and Rackley. So you have all these teams. So that's definitely going to be a factor in this. And obviously more stuff will come out about that later on in the day. But overall, how do you think he'll do though?
I feel like with the exception of Kurt Busch, because he's really able to just join a new team and just figure it out really quickly. But I feel like every driver has a learning period or a learning curve that they have to go through. And I think, Kyle has a history with Chevy many years ago at this point. But I feel like it's going to take him some time after learning and trying to figure out the Toyota Gen 7 car, trying to figure out, well, what does the Chevy Gen 7 car offer me? What can I do with it? What can't I do with it? So I think next year will kind of be a building period. I don't necessarily expect him to win next year. And I would like to see him win maybe once, but I don't think he's going to be like a multi-winner next season. Yet again, I said the same thing about Tyler Reddick. I said he'd win a ton of times. Then probably 2 months into the season, I said he's not winning at all. And look where he is now. So I would expect him to at least get one win, I guess, at the end of the day. But definitely not expecting him to blow us out of the gate right out of the way is what I would say my expectations are for Kyle Busch. Pretty modest.
By the way, breaking Xfinity news, and we'll get to the news this morning in a minute, but BJ McLeod Motorsports just confirmed that Matt Mills will not be in the 78. Still feeling under the weather. He will not be at Bristol. He'll be at Texas Motor Speedway next week. So best wishes out to Matt Mills. Hope you feel better, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, speaking of Xfinity, let's go to other news. This is the news I don't think a lot of people saw.
No.
I kind of knew about it, but yeah, Brandon Jones will be driving the number 9 next year for Junior Motorsports after 5 years with Joe Gibbs Racing. He'll be back in a Chevrolet for the first time since 2017. Remember, before he was at Gibbs, he was with RCR. Yeah, Brandon Jones is going to be in the 9 car. So expect not much changes at Junior Motorsports. Obviously, Sam Mayer will be in the 1. That's already been confirmed. Justin Allgaier is likely going to be back, and so is Josh Berry, pending unwavering circumstances. But yeah, it looks like the Junior Motorsports lineup is set. Obviously, sponsorship still has to get settled out here, and obviously we're going to get these announcements really, really quickly. But your thoughts on Brandon Jones jumping organizations again? It's been an interesting 48 hours for Toyota.
It really has, I mean, just like I said earlier, just Toyota, they're going to have to sit back and think. And more so, I think Toyota than Joe Gibbs Racing, after losing 2 of their drivers, they're going to be like, wow, so what does our development program look like? How can we ensure that drivers have a place to stay? And more so, what is Chevy offering their drivers that we are not? Why are they jumping ship? So that's going to be a time where they're going to have to just sit and think in an office wherever they are and just kind of twiddle their thumbs and be like, what are we doing? But I'm excited for Brandon Jones. I mean, he's shown a lot of promise over the years. I mean, has a win this year, pretty good top 10s. He went last year winless. The year before, he had 3 wins. I mean, I think Junior is really good at picking out young talent, and it might not be something that we expected, but I trust him to put somebody in the car that can win a championship. That 9 car racing championships. So I think he has the right idea in mind. Obviously, I mean, not obviously, but Drew Dollar really teased this move a lot, that he was going to the 9 just for kicks. And I'm like, why would you do that? I don't understand that. So my expectation was, oh, we're getting Drew Dollar in the 9 car. So we all woke up this morning, did not expect Brandon Jones, but I am excited for him. And I think part of me thought he was a little complacent in the Xfinity series. I'm not sure what his motive is, if he wants to move to the Cup series or whatever, but this offers him that chance now in a car that has won championships, at a team that is super dominant in that series. It offers him that chance to move up if he wants to, which is really good for him.
And Brandon Jones has been a solid driver this year. Of course, he already won.
Really?
He won at Martinsville.
Yep.
He's been getting better consistent. I know everybody gets on Brandon Jones for a lot of things, but he's been putting that solid results together in the 19s. So obviously we don't know what the crew chief lineup is going to be yet. Obviously Mike Bumgardner is now transitioning into the competition director for Junior Motorsports. So obviously more news on that as time goes on. But yeah, get ready, because the next few months are going to be a lot of news.
Well, and here's the thing, Casey, we all thought that the silly season was going to be just like really tame. You know, we were like, oh, just the only big key to drop is like, it hasn't been like, everyone's like, oh, Kyle Busch is going to go somewhere else or stay at Joe Gibbs Racing. That's all we have to look forward to. And now, like, uncertainty with Kurt Busch. We have who's going to be in the 19 at Joe Gibbs Racing in the Xfinity series. Like, there's so much movement. And then I know in the truck series, we're probably going to see a lot of movement too, maybe, or Xfinity.
It's going to be, I don't know what the truck series is going to look like. Obviously, some things still have to be figured out there between.
Yeah.
What are we there? We do know that Zane Smith will be back in the 38 for.
Yes.
There, of course, we know Matt DiBenedetto will be back in the 25. Still some other things that still need to be settled out here. I believe Grant Enfinger has a multi-year contract with GS. And still some other moving pieces in the truck series. So I believe we'll figure that out. I don't expect the ThorSport lineup to change, but usually ThorSport confirms a lot of their stuff toward the beginning of the season, because I know they operate a little differently than a lot of the other teams. So yeah, obviously some news that we'll still have to figure out here, but I think we're going to learn a lot more in the next few weeks as the season winds down. As we get to the off season, it's going to be a massive year this season. So yeah, it's definitely going to be fun. But this is one of those quick videos, quick reaction. Taylor, thanks for joining us. I know with a lot of with everything that you're doing now, do you want to tell everyone what you're doing now?
I can, sure. Yeah. Well, I'm obviously working at TobyChristie.com, putting together, YouTube content. Just, it's a lot of fun, and the team there is so cool. Like, I love all the guys there, and Toby and Krista run a really, really good organization and really care for everybody there. And it's nice to feel like it's a family atmosphere, and their son Landon, I love that kid. So it's nice to feel like you're part of a family there, and it's great. So doing that, and then I'm also helping out now with doing marketing and content creation for a driver development company. So that's been really fun, just to put myself in different areas of the motorsports world, I guess. And then I'm also a full-time student right now. So I'm doing like 50 million different things. That's giving me a lot of experience in different areas of the motorsports field. And I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. And I've been blessed with so many great opportunities from so many people and the connections that I've made. And I've also made great friends along the way. So I'm very excited for these opportunities that are happening. I'm also very busy. I think I go to bed at like 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. and I wake up at 6 a.m. So we're doing fantastic. But learning a lot and loving every minute of it, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. All right. We'll catch you later. We have a full schedule reaction video. I know you teased a lot of that stuff in there, but yeah, Some of the big news is where a lot of the Xfinity stuff is going, where a lot of the Truck Series is going. I know some ARCA dates were also confirmed as well, and Atlanta's hosting a night race. Why not?
Pretty cool.
Start times and networks will be released later on in the year, and plus more news will be out later on, including, I know the ARCA schedule still needs to be released, the full one. The East and West schedules still need to be released, and there's another series that still needs to release their schedule, and that is the IndyCar series. So we'll see on that. All right. We'll catch you next time.